Fastcorp packages each vendor to protect it during shipping. The first step in the unwrapping process is to visually inspect the wrapping material for damage. Obvious damage should be documented with photographs and immediately reported to the truck driver at delivery, and documented on the bill of lading and reported to the shipping company. If a machine is being transported by common carrier, a protective wood perimeter barrier is installed at the base of the cabinet to prevent damage from fork trucks and contact with other freight. We refer to this perimeter barrier as the sandbox. If a machine has a sandbox installed, this should be removed first. You will need a drill driver with a number 2 square bit. Remove 3 screws on each corner of the front and rear boards. Then remove the 3 side board retaining screws. After the sandbox has been removed, the next step is to remove all of the protective wrapping material. Use a utility knife to cut the shrink wrap over the left rear corner board, as seen from the back of the machine. We recommend cutting over the left rear corner board to prevent damage to the power cord, since the power cord is routed over the right rear corner board during shipping. Take care to keep the knife blade on the corner protector to prevent damage to machine graphics, but if you do slip, damage to the back of the cabinet will not be noticed. Remove and discard the shrink wrap. The packing material can be saved for future use. The ground fault circuit interrupter, also known as the GFCI, is required by code on machines destined for use in the United States. The GFCI is fragile and can be damaged if dropped onto a hard surface. We strap them onto the right side of the cabinet during shipping. Do not plug in the power cord until the shipping restraints have been removed inside the cabinet. If arrangements were made to have a T-handle lock installed by Fastcorp, then the keys will be found in the front door's coin change pocket. Insert the key into the barrel lock in the center of the T-handle, turn the key, and the T-handle will pop open. If your machine was not provided with a T-handle lock, then the T-handle will be secured with a tie wrap. Push in on the T-handle, pull out on the loop in the tie wrap, and then release the T-handle. Turn the T-handle to the left until the door opens. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the robot arm shipping bracket. Visually inspect the robot arm, and with the power off, make sure that it moves freely in all directions. Straighten the arm to what we refer to as the delivery position. Use cutting pliers to remove the tie wrap holding the freezer closed. Be careful not to damage any wiring. Lift the lid to make sure that the restraint has been removed. Inspect and remove the 2 notices on top of the freezer lid. After reading the Quick Start Guide, store it in a safe place for future reference. The shipping skids that your DIVI vendor is mounted on are designed for easy removal. If you have access to a fork truck or pallet jack and a 1 3/8 socket wrench, the machine can be elevated high enough to remove the 4 leveling legs and remove the 2 shipping skids undamaged for future use. After removing the skids, thread each leveling leg back onto the machine. If pallet jacks and forklift trucks are unavailable, the shipping skids can be easily removed using a small pry bar. Each of the skids has a cut or kerf running down the middle. Just put the bar in the kerf and pry the skid apart. The DIVI frozen vendor should be plugged into a properly wired, dedicated 15 amp outlet without the use of an extension cord. Neither the ground pin nor the GFCI on the power cord should ever be tampered with or removed. The machine needs to be deployed onto a flat surface with at least 4 inches of clearance space behind the cabinet to provide adequate ventilation. After the machine has been deployed, place the bubble level provided on top of the freezer and use a pair of channel lock pliers or a large adjustable wrench to make adjustments on the leveling legs to level the machine. When you are finished leveling the machine, make sure that it does not rock.